Every morning, Nina walked through the misty forest to fetch water from the old river. She often noticed a man sitting quietly under the giant baobab tree. He never spoke, never moved much, and always wore a long brown cloak that hid his face. At first, Nina thought he was just a traveler resting on his journey, but day after day he was there, silent, still watching. The villagers warned her to stay away, saying strange things happened near that tree. Yet her heart told her the man meant no harm. One morning, curiosity won over fear, and she finally asked, "Who are you?" The man raised his head slowly, and for a brief moment, his eyes glowed like embers before he turned away. From that day, Nina's life began to change in ways she could not yet understand. After her strange encounter, Nina couldn't stop thinking about the man. Every sound in the forest seemed to whisper her name. Every breeze carried an unfamiliar hum. One night, she dreamed of the man standing by the river, speaking words she couldn't hear. The next morning, she found small carvings on the rocks near the riverbank, symbols she had never seen before. When she touched them, a soft wind brushed her cheek, and she heard a faint whisper, "Help me." Fear and curiosity battled in her heart. She began to visit the baobab tree more often, bringing food and water for the man. He never ate, but he always looked at her with eyes full of sorrow. Nina started to sense that he was not of this world, that he was bound to the forest by something ancient and unseen. Days turned into weeks, and Nina's bond with the strange man deepened. One evening, as the sun bled into the horizon, the man finally spoke. His voice was deep and echoing, as though it came from the earth itself. "I was once the guardian of this forest," he said, "but greed led me to break the sacred pact with the spirits. For that, they cursed me to remain unseen, unspoken, and forgotten." Nina's eyes filled with tears. She asked if there was a way to free him. The man nodded slowly. "The heart of the baobab holds my truth, but to touch it, you must face what I once feared." With trembling hands, Nina agreed to help, even though she had no idea what awaited her beneath that ancient tree. As the night deepened, Nina approached the baobab with nothing but a torch and her faith. The wind howled through the branches like the cries of lost souls. Suddenly, the ground beneath her shook, and shadowy figures rose from the roots, whispering doubts into her ears. "You cannot save him," they hissed. But Nina held firm, recalling the man's sorrowful eyes. She placed her hand on the trunk, and light burst forth, illuminating the forest. The shadows screamed and vanished into the darkness. Within the glow, she saw visions. The man in his prime, proud and noble, protecting the villagers from harm. Then the image faded, leaving behind a faint heartbeat within the tree. Nina whispered, "I forgive you," and the forest fell silent once again. When dawn broke, Nina returned to the river. The man was gone. Only his cloak remained, folded neatly beside the baobab. As she picked it up, a gentle breeze surrounded her, and she heard his voice one last time. "Thank you, Nina. You have freed me." Suddenly, the forest shimmered with new life. Flowers bloomed, birds sang, and the air smelled of rain and hope. From that day, the villagers spoke of Nina as the girl who restored the forest's guardian. She became known as the daughter of the baobab, a symbol of courage and compassion. And though the man was never seen again, every dawn, when the wind rustled through the trees, Nina smiled, knowing he was still watching over her and her people.